Philips General Contracting Limited. Quality guaranteed through competence.
Repairs and services work process. Reset and recertification of a pressure safety valve. The item is brought in by the customer. Customer requests job either by walk-in, purchase order, or work order. On viewing of the item, the following information is obtained and recorded in a work request form. All relevant customer information, type, range, pressure, serial number. In the case of pipelines and vessels to be tested, the tag name and where it is used is obtained. The customer signs confirming authorization of the work to be done, including the date and time the job is confirmed. The customer is then a copy of the work request form, and the duplicate is left for documenting purposes at PGCL. Tools for the job are checked in and signed off using our tool log process. The pressure safety valve is installed onto the manifold. The pressure indicator, digital gauge, is then installed onto the manifold. An as-found check is then carried out onto all items to be calibrated before proceeding. An evaluation report is then presented to the client, indicating the part needed to be completed, the repairs, calibration, test, the estimated time of completion, and the cost to complete all work. The item is then tagged and securely placed in a holding bay area, awaiting the client's instructions. Once the client agrees with the recommended repairs and the cost to complete the job, work is then resumed. Materials or parts are then procured from our warehouse stock. Checks are made to ensure all our equipment certification is valid. The PSV is then set at the pressure indicated by the customer. On completion of the job by the E&I technician, verification is made by the quality control technician, ensuring that the work was done by the written procedures. A comprehensive report is then prepared by the E&I technician and vetted by the quality control technician. The report and certificates are signed off by the quality control manager and submitted to the client along with a feedback form. On return of the feedback form to our office, the negative feedback is addressed by following the procedure for investigating complaints. The positive feedback is then communicated to staff. Leak testing and hydro testing work process. Procedures are developed by the quality control technician with the necessary input from the client, such as test pressure, line size, and medium use for the test. Checks are made to ensure all our equipment certification is valid. All testing equipment are strategically placed and aligned to begin testing of the customer's item. Workers ensure that all adjoining systems have been isolated by blinding or venting to prevent any pressure buildup. All valves for freedom of movement are open and vents have been isolated or blanked. The hydrostatic test kit and manifold should be properly secured to the pressure temperature recorder, since it should be used on all leak tests for ASME B31.3. As with any pressure test, the system is pressured slowly in stages. The pressure of the system is held and recorded at the various stages. When pressurizing any test system, continuous attendance and supervision is maintained at the test kit and the test gauge. The final test pressure is held for at least 30 minutes with no visible leaks to atmosphere before a detailed inspection is started. The test item is inspected for leaks. After satisfactory completion of the leak test, there is a gradual release of pressure and drain down. Test systems should be depressurized by opening required vents and valves. On completion of the test, pressure connections, barriers, and warning signs are removed. A digital gauge report as well as certificates are printed and packaged for the customer. The item is tagged and marked with specific tag numbers, serial numbers, date of calibration, and PSI. The quality manager approves the certification. Items that are collected by or delivered to the customer should be checked and a delivery note produced for customer signature upon receipt of items. A feedback form is given to the client. On return of the feedback form to our office, the negative feedback is addressed by following the procedures for investigating complaints. The positive feedback is then communicated to staff. Calibration of 2-pen recorder. Calibrations are conducted in a manner consistent with the installation and operation of the ITT Barton Model 202E and 208E differential pressure recording manual. Tools for the job are checked and signed off using our tool log process. Checks are made to ensure all certification for equipment are valid. A new recording chart is placed onto the chart plate and locked into position. As found checks are then carried out and scribed onto the chart. Adjustments are made using the reference meter approved in the pressure indicator. Take 5. Adjustments are made using the reference meter applied pressures, ensuring it compares with the indication on chart. All steps are repeated until all of the 3 points, 0, 50, and 100% indication are achieved. To assure the accuracy of the unit, an 11-point calibration check is carried out. On completion of the job by the E&I technician, verification is made by the quality control technician, ensuring that the work was done by the written procedures. A comprehensive report is then prepared by the E&I technician and vetted by the quality control technician. The report and certificates are signed off by the quality control manager and submitted to the client along with a feedback form. On return of the feedback form to our office, the negative feedback is addressed by following the procedure for investigating the complaints. The positive feedback is then communicated to the staff.